better. Hello to everyone currently tuning in right now to another stream here on JTV ASMR. And once again, we have me, Aurelius, your butler. I'm here to entertain you lovely, lovely folks. How are you all doing? How are you all doing? There we go, straighten the back a bit. Hello to everyone currently tuning in right now. For starters, over on the Twitch side, we have Nova, Minari Jester, Ocean, lurking as always, and Pavo Entertainment, creators of the upcoming Wanted 3D Dead or Alive, a first-person shooter, and it looks very, very impressive, so definitely go and support that. And over on the YouTube side, we have, I see, Minari Jester again. Hello, and hello, Thalicia. Greetings, Dragonstar Sidera. Hi there to you, Slasher. Hello, Zora Zip. Yes, we did have a dub last time, but once again on a Saturday, it is me, basically. Hello to you, Starglow. TsunamiJuria, who's working on the JTV ASMR visual novel, which has a title, The Huntsman of Blood Rose Manor. Exciting. Yes, Wanted 3D, which Pavo Entertainment is making, with a great voiced protagonist. I wonder who voiced him. Anyway, greetings to you, little Caro Lamb. Welcome. Hello. Hello. Alright then, alright. Split custody of Dub and Ready at this rate, says Slasher. I mean, that's certainly a creative way of putting it, sure, why not? Hello to you, Elliot. Welcome to the stream. Ooh, fries and onion rings, yum yum. Hope you enjoy that, Zora. Hope you enjoy it. Right then, and as we know, as we can see, today's an ASMR poetry day, while I'll be reading some extracts of poems and whatnot. But we'll start on that in a little bit, Let's give everyone a bit of a heads up. Of course, if anyone has any poems you'd like to suggest, feel free to. I've got a bit of a selection here. Of course, nothing explicit, nothing too crazy or anything like that, but point remains, What? They forgot to order your food, Slasher? Does that mean you have to wait even longer? Oh, dear. Ooh, still, pizza for lunch sounds good. So does a burger, Zora. What's this, Lily? Saying, wearing glasses in a row while drinking a cup of tea, then writing down animation ideas on a laptop with a clicky keyboard. Sounds like you're cozy and ready to start firing out as many ideas onto a spot as possible. And that's good. That's good. It means that you're in the right mindset, I'd like to think. You're a comfortable mindset where work, I'm sure, will or at least any sort of idea gathering approachable. You're prepared for it. Unfortunately, Minari Jester has a different approach. Writing style is become a shrimp, stare at screen. Eating ice cream in your bed that's already melting, Elliot? I mean, with this weather going on, it's not entirely too surprising, but hey, it's still tasty, I'm sure. Still enjoyable. And oh, thank you for the suggestions, little Karu Lamb. Yes, I'll add those to browser here. That way I'll be able to track them down later. Okay, they're in a tab now. They're in a tab. Okay then. Handy. Thank you. Thank you. Just trying to get some background riff-raff out of the way. There we go. I want the focus to be on this, of course. Trying to sweep things away. I swear there's never enough time before a stream, but maybe that's just me getting a bit overwhelmed. No, Zora asking, what's my favorite food? Well, I do like little finger foods, like prepared sandwiches with lovely little fillings, but then again, I like quite a few things. I quite like a few things, personally. That being one of them, as well as, well, you can't go wrong with, pardon me, you can't go wrong with a delicious filling Sunday dinner, so the works. Big slab of something tasty with mashed potatoes, or whole potatoes, or both. Veggies and gravy and delicious drink alongside to help it all go down. Parsnips as well. Oven-baked parsnips make for a delicious addition alongside stuffing. Okay, I'm getting a bit too carried away here, but yes, I think, just generally speaking, anything that you can put on a dish and call Sunday dinner, delicious. And I suppose you could throw crumpets into the mix as well, Zora. I do enjoy a good crumpet, of course. You only have ice cream melted, Minari Jester, so basically you just have cream. It's not even ice cream at that point, it's just cream. Flavored, of course, but still. As you know. And that's totally fine, Slash. I completely understand if your connection's dippy. I hope it stabilizes and smooths out. And I'm sure you'll be able to get something tasty in your system, Slasher. Here's hoping. Let's all cross fingers now. Let's all cross fingers. Nova's currently eating sushi. Minari Jester, productive with writing. Good. Lily May asking, what scent of incense should I light? Lavender, dragon's blood, or pixie's dance? To be fair, I'm already agreeing with Nova about dragon's blood. That sounds exotic. Don't know what it smells like, but still. You don't like crumpets, Elliot, but crumpets are delicious. Crumpet with butter melted in. Has to be melted into it. Nice and crunchy, right kind of crumpet that's cooked to perfection. Yum yum. They don't put gravy on the dishes, Pavo, but gravy's delicious. There for the meat eaters and vegetarians. Great for adding a bit more flavor, making things just kind of go down much easier with some delicious gravy on the side. I probably shouldn't keep rubbing it in, of course, but still. Oh, thank you, Talisha. Thank you for calling me cute. You're cute, and you're all cute. All of you. Absolutely all of you. Including you. Including you. You know who I'm referring to. And hello again, Jelly Beans. Welcome. We've just been having a bit of a chit-chat about this, that, and everything before we get delving into the poems. Oh, speaking of, maybe I should start now. Tell you what, let me just adjust the back support of this seat. Alright then, alright. Righto. Pardon me. Slasher, don't eat a chat member, please. Maybe go nibble on a packet of crisps or something nibbly, but not a chat member. But maybe, just maybe, what we could do with is some reading. So I have a poem to get the ball rolling right here. No, Elliot, no nomming on me now. I'm not an edible piece of food, certainly not takeout equivalent either. Nevertheless, how about we listen to me read some poetry? Maybe that might get your mind off things. Got nothing to munch, Slasher. I mean, surely you'll be able to maybe make a call and call someplace for some num-nums, if not use the internet, but I don't know. All the food you need to eat while in the UK, let's see, crumpets, mushy peas. Vimto is technically a drink, but still a Vimto. What else? Marmite on buttered toast. Hey, don't go get any ideas now, Zora. Don't go nomming on me, cheeky. Okay. Right, I did say we'd be reading poetry, so let's do exactly that with Robert Browning. Porphyrilla's... Let's try that again. Porphyrilla's... There we go. Porphyrilla's lover. Okay. The rain set early in tonight. The sullen winds were soon awake. It tore the elm's tops down for spite, and did its worst to vex the lake. I listened with heart fit to break, when glided in Porphyria, straight she shut the cold out in the storm, and kneeled and made the cheerless grate blaze up, and all the cottage warm. Which done, she rose, and from her form withdrew the dripping cloak and shawl, and laid her soiled gloves by, untied her hat, and let the damp hair fall. Also, kisses to you, Talisha, and to all of you. And last, she sat down by my side and called me. When no voice replied, she put my arm around her waist and made her smooth white shoulder bare and all her yellow hair displaced. And, stooping, it made my cheek lie there and spread over her yellow hair, murmuring how she loved me, she too weak for all her heart's endeavor to set its struggling passion free from pride and vainer ties to sever, and gave herself to me forever. But passion sometimes would prevail, nor could tonight's gay feast restrain a sudden thought of one so pale. For love of her, and all in vain. So she was come through wind and rain. Be sure I looked up at her eyes, happy and proud at last I knew. Porphyria worshipped me. Surprise made my heart swell, and still it grew while I debated what to do. That moment she was mine, fair, perfectly pure and good. I found a thing to do, and all her hair In one long yellow string, I wound 3 times her little throat around and strangled her. No pain she felt. I am quite sure she felt no pain. As a shut bud that holds a bee, I warily oped her lids. Again laughed the blue eyes without a stain, and I untightened next the tress about her neck. Her cheek once more blushed bright beneath my burning kiss. I propped her head up as before, only this time my shoulder bore her head, which droops upon it still. The smiling rosy little head, so glad has its utmost will, that all it scorned at once is fled, and I, its love, am gained instead. Porphyria's love, she guessed not how her darling one wish would be heard, and thus we sit together now, and all night long we have not stirred, and yet God has not said a word. So that was Porphyria's, Porphyria's, I can't even say the name, Porphyria's Lover by Robert Browning. I noticed, I noticed that quite a few of you picked up on the sinister turn in this one, so I thought it was only right that I started to kind of lead into that. But yeah, so this one is essentially about the poet, the speaker, talking about a woman loved so much, and then an evil thought passes in his mind, strangles her to death, plays with the body, falls asleep, wakes up, and as the poet says, and yet God has not said a word. So back then it was written during, I believe it was the Renaissance. So essentially less people were kind of turning to the church for answers and turning to more kind of like scientific responses, and also turning to art as well. So this was a bit of a scandalous poem to be released at that time. Really, can I snitch on Dub? Why would he want to snitch on Dub though? What has Dub done? I'm glad you enjoyed that one, Talisha. Yes, if you hear any random noises, that's just my phone. So no need to mind about that. What do you mean, go home evil, really? What if for a future stream, what if I perhaps did some lyric reading again, but some villainous evil lyrics to read out loud for all of you? Maybe that might be something you might enjoy, all of you. Maybe. Just an idea, of course. Just an idea. Oh, is it Victorian? Oh, silly me, I'm getting my dates wrong by a couple of centuries, it seems. Womp womp. You think you heard Pom? He's not. Is he? Is he giggling around? Running around here giggling, causing more mischief? I certainly hope not. I've still yet to get my hands on that little runt, to put it quite nicely. I'm sorry for using such a scandalous word, but yes, he is a runt. And I will lock him in the laundry room if I ever could, as punishment for being mean and naughty. What's this? Maybe some Romeo and Juliet poem. That's always the good... Do you mean by William Shakespeare? Because, of course, Romeo and Juliet is a play by Shakespeare, but unless there's a poem that's called Romeo and Juliet, and I don't know of it, but either way. Well, Minara Jester with poetry. The great thing is just the ability to just splash out. There really aren't too many rules when it comes to poetry, but really, I think it's just about whatever you want to convey, make sure that it comes from a genuine place. And, yes, I was a little bit sad, Lily Mays. Why would anyone want to snitch on Dub? He is a good boy. Never been bad, have you, Elliot? No comment. Yes, no no comment. That's a good response. Plath is your favorite poet and personal inspiration. I see. Any favorite poems come to mind from this poet of yours, Little Caro Lamb? Oh, getting some garlic bread, are you, Slasher? Yummy, yummy. Oh, it's quite alright, Delisha. Nothing to worry about. Nothing to worry about. But again, if there's anything by a poet that you might happen to know, again, could be Shakespeare, could be, who's this gentleman again? Could be Robert Browning, could be someone else completely. Dub's innocent, Slasher is the lawyer. Well, we can all agree on that. Okay, well, alright, Elliot, you can be naughty sometimes, but usually you're a good bean, so... And you've been converted by actually trying Vimto, so you get a gold star for that. You get a gold star for all of those things. So, there you are. Well, Minari Jester, when it comes to refining, funnily enough, in some of the streams a while ago, I mentioned about Ezra Pound's poem In a Station of the Metro, which started off as, I think it was a couple of pages worth, and then over the years he just kept cutting it down over and over and over until he only had 2 lines. And yet that was a very impactful pair of lines for a poem. Ah yes, The Raven by Edgar Allan Poe. Yeah, I've got a compilation book of Poe's poetry as well, actually. Lady Lazarus and Daddy, but they're too dark for this stream. If the content is, if its content is too explicit or extreme, then understandably so. I don't mind leaning a bit into the dark stuff, of course, but naturally I want to make sure the streams are approachable for as many people as possible, where possible. Well, and rightly so, Delisha, rightly so. Whichever poems it is, always good to give credit. Yes, exactly. Well, Parvo Entertainment, if there's anything you want me to read, I could give it a try, see what could be given the Aurelius treatment. The Conqueror Worm by Edgar Allan Poe. I wonder if I've got that in my book. I might. I don't know. I'll probably have to quickly breeze through it, but tell you what, I'll read the ones that I've got in front of me right here. I've got another one here by Robert Browning called My Last Duchess. How about we listen to this one? Let's give this one a shot. So, My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. That's my last Duchess, painted on the wall, looking as if she were alive. I call that piece a wonder now. Fra Pandolf's hands worked busily a day, and there she stands. Would please you sit and look at her? I said Fra Pandolf by design, for never read strangers like you that pictured countenance. The depth and passion of his earnest glance. But to myself they turned, since none puts by the curtain I have drawn for you but I, and seemed as they would ask me, if they durst, how such a glance came there. So, not the first are you to turn and ask thus. Sir, 'twas not her husband's presence only. Call that spot of joy into the Duchess's cheek. Perhaps Fra Pandolf chanced to say, her mantle laps over my lady's wrist too much, or paint must never hope to reproduce the faint half-flush that dies along her throat. Such stuff was courtesy, she thought, and cause enough for calling up that spot of joy. She had a heart, how shall I say, too soon made glad, too easily impressed. She liked whate'er she looked on, and her looks went everywhere. Sir, all was one. My favour at her breast, the dropping of the daylight in the west. The bough of cherries some officious fool broke in the orchard for her, the white mule she rode with round the terrace, all and each would draw from her alike the approving speech. Or blush, at least. She thanked men, good, but thanked somehow, I know not how, as if she ranked my gift of a 900 years old name with anybody's gift. Who'd stoop to blame this sort of trifling? Even had you skill in speech, which I have not, to make your will quite clear to such an one, and say, just this or that in you disgusts me. Here you miss, or there exceed the mark, and if she let herself be lessoned so, nor plainly set her wits to yours forsooth, and made excuse, e'en then would be some stooping, and I chose never to stoop. Oh, sir, she smiled, no doubt, wherever I passed her, but who passed without much the same smile? This grew. I gave commands, and then all smiles stopped together. There she stands, as if alive. Would please you rise? We'll meet the company below then. I repeat, the Count, your master's known munificence, is ample warrant that no just pretence of mine for dowry will be disavowed, though his daughter's self, as I avowed at staring, is my object. Nay, we'll go together down, sir. Notice Neptune, though, taming a seahorse, thought a rarity, which Klaus of Innsbruck cast in bronze for me. There we go. That one was My Last Duchess by Robert Browning. Another sinister poem. Because if you notice about this woman who clearly enjoyed, too many compliments, too many smiles, and so the speaker, clearly not happy with this, gave commands, then all smiles stopped together. There she stands as if alive. It was quite a lengthy one, Slasher, but it was written in a style as if someone was quite literally speaking to you, showing off this painting, and very clearly talking about what he had done to this last Duchess of his. Quite sinister. Well, I'll grab that poem you've got there, Lily May, the rose that grew from concrete. I'll have a look at that in a moment. Mr. Wensley, where's everyone talking about Wensleydale? Oh, I don't know. Wait a minute, that's a... Oh wait, that's a song. Oh, it's a poetry collection by Tupac Shakur. Ah, I see, I see. Tell you what, let's read this one, since it's a short one. So, as suggested by Lily May, The Rose That Grew From Concrete by Tupac Shakur. Did you hear about the rose that grew from a crack in the concrete, proving nature's law is wrong? It learned to walk without having feet. Funny it seems, but by keeping its dreams, it learned to breathe fresh air. Long live the rose that grew from concrete when no one else ever cared. Quite a powerful little poem, isn't it? Impactful. Doesn't need to bloat it out with additional verses. It smacks straight to the point. Aurelius give Slasher food. I can't just magically deliver food via, I don't know, horseback or something, Elliot. I'm sorry. Yes, I don't know where the conversation's turned to Wensleydale cheese, but either way. No, Slasher, I need this hand for, well, average everyday Butler-related things, so no nomming on my hand, please. Comes in handy to have hands, for hugging especially. Oh. You like that line, did you, Minari Jester? Breathing fresh air by staying true to your dreams. An impactful one, isn't it? Okay, let's see what else to read. Well, it was suggested, was it? I believe it was Little Karu Lam who suggested this one. The Vampire by Rudyard Kipling. I suppose I can read this one. So, let's read this one. It's got to be good. It has vampire in the title. Here we go. A fool there was, and he made his prayer, even as you or I, to a rag and a bone and a hank of hair. We called her the woman who did not care, but the fool he called her his lady fair, even as you or I. Oh, the years we waste and the tears we waste, and the work of our head and hand belonged to the woman who did not know, and now we know that she could never know, and did not understand. A fool there was, and his goods he spent, even as you or I, honor and faith, and a sure intent, and it wasn't the least what the lady meant, but a fool must follow his natural bent, even as you or I. Oh, the toil we lost and the spoil we lost, and the excellent things we planned belonged to the woman who didn't know why, and now we know that she never knew why, and did not understand. The fool was stripped to his foolish hide, even as you or I, which she might have seen when she threw him aside. But it isn't on record the lady tried. So some of him lived, but most of him died, even as you or I. And it isn't the shame, and it isn't the blame that stings like a white-hot brand. It's coming to know that she never knew why, seeing at last she could never know why, and never could understand. Ah, interesting. Little Karu Lam says, this is the basis for the film A Fool There Was, starring Thedra Bara, the vamp. Suppose perhaps it could be interpreted as a let's see, someone who a fool must follow his natural bent. I suppose someone who follows instinct over, well, over self-control, perhaps. Someone who does not live by the rules and live by what would be considered right, instead trying to go for whatever feels right, and of course resulting in an early end all the same. I suppose much like a vampire, like an animal, living like an animal. But that's just one interpretation, of course. Just one interpretation. Doesn't mean it's right. That's up to you folks to decide. But then again, it is of course just an ASMR stream, so you don't have to think too much of it. Even if you're just here to enjoy the readings so that it helps you relax, then that's totally fine as well. Okay. Let's read another Gothic poem. Got another one here called Antigonish, I Met a Man Who Wasn't There, by Hughes Mearns. What's this star glow? Does Robert Browning like brownies? Does Robert Browning like the Browning M1911 handgun? Maybe. Okay. Here we go. Antigonish. Yesterday, upon the stair, I met a man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. I wish he'd go away. When I came home last night at 3, the man was waiting there for me. But when I looked around the hall, I couldn't see him there at all. Go away, don't you come back anymore. Go away, and please don't slam the door. Slam. Last night, I saw upon the stair a little man who wasn't there. He wasn't there again today. Oh, how I'd wish he'd gone away. So that's Antigonish by Hughes Mearns. I've learnt a new word today, Antigonish, and I think you've all learnt it too. Quickly going to search it up what it means now. And apparently a town in Canada, but I don't think that's probably what it means. Either way, I like that one. I liked how upset. I liked how just full of grief and sadness and fear that this poem was full of. I mean, I suppose it could be interpreted as a sleep paralysis demon, or a ghost, or maybe the death of a loved one who is haunting that person all the same. Maybe not literally like a ghost, but like a memory that a person can't get over. A darker poem or lyrics wrote for haunted divinity, says TsunamiJuria. I'd like that. What about you, lovely folks? Should I read something from TsunamiJuria here, creator of Haunted Divinity, which I'm sure most of us checked out the streams of when I played that, and all had a good time? Be sure to hydrate, everyone. Just like I did right then. Yummy. Get some drinky poos in your system. It'll benefit you. Or as Slasher says, bring on the cheese poems. Of course, of course. Still haven't forgotten about the cheese jokes from that stream. Alright, looks like TsunamiJuria has donated a poem. Perfect for the, perfectly from Haunted Divinity. What's this? Veno... Oh, don't call him Veno Cheese. It's Venorock, not Veno Cheese. And... Oh? No? What's that supposed to mean, Jelly? Are you expecting me to go... Oh? Because I'm not going to do that, silly. I'm not... I'm a poet, and I'm... In this stream especially, I'm a poet. And a butler, a poetry reader. But I'm not some silly little... sideshow who goes, oh, because I'm not a puppy, as you keep seeming to imply. That was not me impersonating a doggo or anything like that. That was a poem. It's called I Am Not a Doggo by Already Us. Yes, exactly. So, that was just me reading a poem, yes. Not bamboozled, definitely not. No, and I'm not a puppy. But I'll accept being called goodist, so thank you for that, Jelly, but still not a puppy. Anyway. So let's read this poem From Haunted Divinity by TsunamiJuria here. We should all be downloading that demo and keeping an eye out for the fundraiser coming out ever so soon, so... Right, here it is, here it is. There are prayers caught in the webs tonight, still trembling where your hands once were, and every thread inside this hollow shrine remembers what I could not cure. And all my monsters wear your grief like ribbons made of glass. Tell me, love, how long can mourning last? Wasn't that a deep cut of a poem, straight from Haunted Divinity, the dark romance fantasy visual novel? Okay then, okay. So thank you very much for sharing that, by the way, TsunamiJuria, who's an absolute powerhouse, by the way. A real jack of all trades, or technically you could say Jill of all trades. I mean, writing and game development and helping out, and even helped out make this this you know, the thing you're watching right now, VTuber model, that's it. For me and Dub. What a generous, generous person. And talented, too. So thank you once again. Thank you once again. Hey, are you... Oh no, my nose is being booped repeatedly by Felicia, and she's got my nose. Oh, well, I know when I've been bested. What do you mean you think my lying skills need improving? I'm certainly not lying. It's true, I was just reading a poem by Already Us, who wrote a poem saying I am not a puppy, because yes, I think we should definitely agree with what that person said, and never call anyone a puppy ever again, especially anyone who has a name that sounds like Already Us. Just saying, just saying. I mean, if you really want Starglow, I could probably rewrite the poem and include just cheese references everywhere. No, Felicia. My woofs are not cute, and they're not woofs. They're just disapproving sounds. Yes, they're just disapproving sounds when I go. You want to scratch the ears, Jelly? Oh well, I suppose I might. Maybe I might let you, just because it would make you smile, I suppose. Oh, you're going to make an audio version of your completed poetry book, little Caro Lamb. Very nice, very nice. Hope it goes well. Hello to you, Thalamus Studios, and, no, definitely not having a puppy debate, because there's no debate, because, you know, we all know that I am technically correct. Why are you typing yawn, Elliot? Did you fall asleep on the copy-paste button? Because I'm not entirely... Oh, yes, that's why. Alright, here's your little yawn animation. There you go. Nope, and Thalicia's got my snoot again. Be sure to bring it back when you're done with it, Thalicia. Alright then. Let's continue with some poetry reading, and Jelly's definitely wrong. I'm not definitely puppy, definitely not. And alright, Slash, alright. Before I start the next poem, kisses for everyone. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Okay. Let's delve into another poem. This one's a bit of a lengthy one, but by William Butler Yeats. Yes, he's called Yeats. All Souls' Night. Hope you have a good time playing Splatoon Raiders, Slasher. Hopefully this poetry reading would be a nice little background noise for that. I promise you I won't be exploding anytime soon, Elliot. Don't you worry there. Okay. Here we go. So All Souls' Night by William Butler Yeats. Midnight has come, and the great Christ Church bell, and many a lesser bell, sound through the room, and it is All Souls' Night, and 2 long glasses brimmed with muscatel bubble upon the table. A ghost may come, for it is a ghost's right. His element is so fine, being sharpened by his death, to drink from the wine breath, while our gross palates drink from the whole wine. I needs a mind that, if the cannons sound from every quarter of the world, can stay wound in mind's pondering, as mummies in the mummy cloth are wound, because I have a marvellous thing to say, a certain marvellous thing, none but the living mock. Though it is not for sober ear, it may be all that here should laugh and weep an hour upon the clock. Horton's the first I call. He loved strange thought, and knew that sweet extremity of pride that's called platonic love, and that to such a pitch of passion wrought nothing could bring him when his lady died. Anodyne for his love, words were but wasted breath. One dear hopes that he, the inclemency of that or the next winter would be death. 2 thoughts were so mixed up I could not tell whether of her or God he thought the most, but think that's his mind's eye. When upwards turned, on one soul's image fell, and that a slight companionable ghost, wild with divinity, had so lit up the whole immense miraculous home. The Bible promised us it seemed a goldfish swimming in a bowl. On Florence Emily I call the next, who finding the first wrinkles on her face admired and beautiful, and by foreknowledge of the future vexed, diminished beauty, multiplied commonplace. Prefer to teach a school away from neighbor or friend, among dark skins, and there permit foul years to wear hidden from eyesight to the unnoticed end. Before that end, much had she ravelled out from a discourse in figurative speech by some learned Indian on the soul's journey, how it is whirled about, whether the orbit of the moon can reach, until it plunge into the sun, and there, free and yet fast, being both chance and choice, forget its broken toys, and sink into its own delight at last. I call MacGregor Maters from his grave, for in my first hard springtime we were friends, although of late estranged. I thought him half a lunatic, half knave, and thought him so, but friendship never ends. And what if might seem changed, and it seemed changed with the mind, when thoughts rise up unbid, on generous things that he did, and I grow half contented to be blind. He had much industry at setting out, much boisterous courage, before loneliness had driven him crazed, for meditations upon unknown thoughts make human intercourse grow less and less. They are never paid nor praised, but he'd object to the host, the glass, because my glass, a ghost lover, he was, and may have grown more arrogant being a ghost. But names are nothing. What matters, who it be, so that his elements have grown so fine, the fume of muscatel can give his sharpened palate ecstasy. No living man can drink from the whole wine. I have mummy truths to tell, whereat the living mock, though not for sober ear, for maybe all that hear should laugh and weep an hour upon the clock. Such thought have I, that hold it tight till meditation master all its parts. Nothing can stay my glance, until that glance runs in the world's despite. Despite to where the damned have howled away their hearts, and where the blessed dance. Such thought that in it bound I need no other thing, wound in minds wandering as mummies in the mummy cloth are wound. Quite a long one, that one. All Souls' Night by William Butler Yeats. Or YB Yeats, I suppose, as Lily May calls him. What's this about a casting call club and someone not messaging back, Lily? It could just very well be someone just needing a little bit of time before responding. Maybe they might be busy, or you know, sometimes some people just need a bit of a breather. Above all else, could give a prod after maybe one more day. Give a prod just to double check and see if that person's all right. Oh, false alarm, everyone. Oh, is it pronounced Yeats? Was I saying Yeats? Was I misreading it? Spelled Yeats, but pronounced Yates. Okay, that was my fault there, little Caro Lamb. My fault. Thank you for picking up on that. Get another swig in the system. I'm worn down today. It's been a tiresome day. It's Irish. That makes sense. Okay. By the way, has everyone seen that screenshot of the latest progress on the JTV ASMR visual novel yet? Just thought I'd bring it up in case you haven't seen it. Oh, Slash's food's arrived. Thank goodness, thank goodness. Some num-nums should hopefully put a smile on that little... that little cheery one. Looking for a hug, are you, Elliot? Would everyone like a hug from me before I get into the next poem? Good to know that you're enjoying it so far, Thalicia. I'm hoping all of you are enjoying it so far. But yes, if you want to hug everyone, sound off in chat. And then I'd be happy to give you all cuddles and snuggles. And the fans have spoken. Big hugs for everyone. Big hugs for you all. The snuggliest of hugs. Okay then. Putting smiles on faces is what I hope to do, Minari Jester, so it's good to know that putting a smile on your face too. And best of luck with that animation, by the way, Lily. Vimto? Well, I am indeed drinking Vimto, Elliot. Are you drinking Vimto? Jelly clearly enjoying the little bounce physics on the ears. Okay, how about another gothic poem? Don't worry, this one's a relatively short one, by Emily Dickinson. Informally known as Because I Could Not Stop for Death. You want to give me tummy rubs, Jelly? You make it sound like I'm some sort of puppy, though. Which I am certainly not a puppy. The answer's yes, by the way. It'd probably make me smile and grin. Good idea, Minari Jester. Some water or some drink from concentrate, anything of the sort like that. Alright, let's listen to this one. Because I Could Not Stop for Death by Emily Dickinson. Because I could not stop for death, he kindly stopped for me. The carriage held but just ourselves and immortality. We slowly drove, he knew no haste, and I had put away my labor and my leisure too, for his civility. We passed the school where children strove at recess, in the ring. We passed the fields of gazing grain. We passed the setting sun, or rather, he passed us. The dews grew quivering and chill, for only gossamer, my gown, my tippet, only tulle. We paused before a house that seemed a swelling of the ground. The roof was scarcely visible, the cornice in the ground. Since then, 'tis centuries, and yet feels shorter than the day I first surmised the horses' heads were toward eternity. So that was Emily Dickinson, Because I Could Not Stop for Death. What's this you've got? Slash cheesy garlic bread. It is pretty tasty. Good stuff. Garlic bread's the future. All right then, Elliot. Since you asked nicely, you can have a bit of my Vimto. Go ahead. Just don't tax me out of at least half of it. Cheez-Its, cheesy cracker Cheez-Its. Is that what we're suddenly talking about now? Oh, I agree. I agree, Thalisha. And Thalamus Studios. That's a beautiful poem. Beautifully haunting. Or hauntingly beautiful. I think I might have another by Emily Dickinson. Let me check. Oh, I do. I think I might just, read another one. Spat your drink out with how I said what exactly, Minari Jester? What about Cheez-Its? Cheesy cracker Cheez-Its, or the garlic bread, or... No, I don't know. One thing or the other. Are you hearing bells? I mean, I don't think I hear any on my end. Then again, I've got headphones on. Still? Yes, well, I suppose you're right there, Slasher. It is tradition that any time I'm streaming, Vimto gets taxed. About what we were talking about, that doesn't exactly narrow it down, Minari Jester, but oh, either way. Ah, Parvo Entertainment, you like the look of the visual novel little sneak peek in the works, eh? That's good. Right now, currently using kind of resource packs for the backgrounds, which, you know, for now should fill the void of just needing a background artist. Should hopefully kind of cover that for us, but who knows? Who knows? If it performs well, maybe there might be something like a new and improved version. For example, like a fundraiser could come around. And a fundraiser to fund a proper game with proper backgrounds, extended scenes, and all sorts like that. Wouldn't that be exciting? I'm sure of it. But of course, one step at a time. Not going to rush anyone. We're not going to make it seem like, oh, we've got everything all sorted out, blah, 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 you know, stuff like that. Just ideas. Just ideas. First time doing the Vimto tax, eh, Elliot? Oh, if you want to give ear scritches, then go ahead, Alicia. What do you mean, jelly? Someone giving me a collar with bells on it. What are you trying to imply? That I'm some sort of four-legged creature that barks, which I'm not, which as we all know. You want to draw something for me, but don't know how to show it, eh, Elliot? I mean, there's always email, if you ever feel like you want to email it. Could even share it for, Fan Art Fridays. That's one way of doing it, I suppose. Or even the community page on YouTube, there's even that. I don't make cute wolves, Jelly. Only animals go. But I'm not a cute animal, I'm not a cute puppy, nothing like that. I don't make cute... That's not what I do, no. I say, hello, my name's Aurelius. That's not exactly cute, it's formal. But I certainly do not go... That's purely an example that I've been making. No, I'm certainly not a two-legged creature that barks, Slasher. I make disapproving sounds. It's a disapproving sound, as we all know. See, it's different. It's different. There's woof, and then there's which is a different noise. That's like a grumble. That's like a Homer Simpson going doh, because in scripts it's written as annoyed grunt, and that's what it is. It's just like a disapproving grunt, you could say. No, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to go bark, bark, bark. That's not what's going to happen, Elliot. I'm not going because I'm not a puppy, silly Elliot. I'm not a blast. And Jelly, no, because I'm not going to make soft awoos because I'm not reading poetry with soft awoos in. Look, I mean, I've got another Emily Dickinson. At any point, does she write in it? Does she write The answer is no. No. Emily Dickinson and none of these poems have any sort of soft awoos written in it, so you're not going to be hearing me reading out. So you're going to have to look elsewhere for... How do you do it? How do you... Oh, you're so good at just tricking me. Right. Well, I think we should resume poems, shouldn't we? Oh, Felicia, you are always full of such wonderful compliments. Thank you. But I'm still not cute, though. No. You're all the cute ones. You're all the cute ones. Anyway, let's get back to the Gothic poetry. This next one by Emily Dickinson, informally known as After Great Pain, a Formal Feeling Comes. So don't worry, it's a short one. It's a short one. Yes, why are you howling too as well, Parvo? Parvo Entertainment. Please don't. You'll look exceptionally strange to anyone nearby and probably confuse the neighbors. All right, poetry time. Let's read. After great pain, a formal feeling comes. The nerves sit ceremonious like tombs. The stiff heart questions, was it he that bore? And yesterday or centuries before? The feet, mechanical, go round, a wooden way of ground, or air, or aught. Regardless, grown or quartz contentment like a stone. This is the hour of lead, remembered if outlived, as freezing persons recollect the snow, first chill, then stupor, then the letting go. Was After Great Pain, a Formal Feeling Comes by Emily Dickinson. I suppose an appropriate description of what happens when, I suppose, as it says, when feeling... Oh no, it's not great pain, it's great pollen. No, it's great pains. The formatting is terrible on this website. I got these screenshots of poems from. Sorry, Emily Dickinson, sorry. What's this slash thing? Hey, really, say I'm a pupler, aka Puppy Butler. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. That's not an admission of guilt or admission of anything. Because it's not true. What's my favorite breed of dog? No reason. Cough, cough. Well, I like Labradors. Labradors are cute. Loyal. Goofy. You make me sound like I'm some sort of strange dog whisperer, Lily May. I don't use my doggo sounds for other animals, because that would imply I do that in the first place, which I don't. Which I don't. I tell you what I do. Tell you what I do, though. What I do is read, which I should probably do some more of that. I'm still not cute, though, Thalisha, but I appreciate the compliments. Thank you. Hello, Coral Stark, by the way. Hello. We're currently doing some reading of poems. Speaking of which, I think I'll read another one. Because I just lost my pile of poems that were in front of me, so let's pull some back. Another one by Emily Dickinson. Oh, shucks. Oh no, you said yawn now, Thalamus. That means I'm going to yawn. Alright, another yawn. Here we go. There we are. Right. So, All Overgrown by Cunning Moss by Emily Dickinson. All overgrown by cunning moss, all interspersed with weed, the little cage of Carabelle in quiet Haworth laid, this birth observing others when frosts too sharp became, retire to other latitudes, quietly did the same. But differed in returning, since Yorkshire hills are green, yet not in all the nests I meet can nightingale be seen. Emily Dickinson with All Overgrown by Cunning Moss. Too much Dickinson, not enough Plough, eh? Well, funny you should mention that little Caro lamb. I was actually hoping to read some Sylvia Plath right now, actually. I think if everyone's interested in that, maybe I could do that. But first, a quick drink. really need to get an animation of myself drinking, just to cover over the malfunctioning VTuber model. Yes, exactly. Stay hydrated, everyone. Stay hydrated. Right, here we go. Here we go. Full Fathom 5 by Sylvia Plath. Old man, your surface seldom. Then you come in with the tides coming, when seas wash cold foam. Capped white hair, white beard far flung. A dragnet rising, falling, as waves crest and trow, miles long. Extend the radial sheaves of your spread hair, in which wrinkling skeins, knotted, caught, survives. The old myth of origins, unimaginable. You float near as keeled ice mountains of the north, to be steered clear of, not fathomed. All obscurity starts with a danger. Your dangers are many. I cannot look much, but your form suffers some strange injury, and seems to die, so vapors ravel to clearness on the dawn sea. The muddy rumors of your burial move me to half believe your reappearance proves rumors shallow. For the archaic trenched lines of your grained face shed time in runnels. Ages beat like rains on the unbeaten channels of the ocean. Such sage humor and durance are whirlpools to make any with the groundwork of the earth and the sky's ridgepole. Waist down you may find one labyrinthine tangle, to root deep among knuckles, shin, bones, skulls. Inscrutable, below shoulders not one seen by any man who kept his head. You defy questions, you defy godhood. I walk dry in your kingdom's border, exiled to no good. Your shelled bed I remember. Father, this thick air is murderous. I would breathe water. That was Full Fathom 5 by Sylvia Plath. I like the unsettling little twist right near the end, or at least the build up to that kind of ending, because it gives off all sorts of frightening thoughts about would breathe water. The thick air is murderous. Why is your brother asleep under the table, Slasher? I do not know. And Elliot, that's quite alright. That's quite alright. If you're going to be sending any fan art, I'm sure it's not rubbish like you say. Trying to find this other poem that was suggested by Little Caro Lamb, and trying to avoid clicking on the adverts. I realised that this is where you get your username from, Lady Caroline Lamb. Is it Little Caro Lamb? And Zora says, boo! Hello, welcome back, Zora. It's about her father's death and takes inspirations from The Tempest and growing up by Cape Cod. Interesting, interesting. Thank you for sharing. I thought that some sort of lingering sense of death or loss in that poem. Scary spider, Zora Zip. Has a ring to it, actually. Really does. Okay, okay. So, resuming the poetry reading, if everyone would like that. I suppose what I could do is read this next one. By Lady Caroline Lamb, called Waters of El, thy limpid streams are flowing. Waters of El, thy limpid streams are flowing, smooth and untroubled, through the flowery vale. O'er thy green banks once more, the wild rose blowing greets the young spring, and scents the passing gale. Here 'twas at eve, near yonder tree reposing, one still too dear first breathed his vows to thee. Where this he cried, his guileful love disclosing, near to thy heart, in memory of me. Love's cherished gift, the rose he gave, is faded. Love's blighted flower can never bloom again. Weep for thy fault, in heart and mind degraded. Weep if thy tears can wash away the stain. Call back the vows that once to heaven were plighted, vows full of love, of innocence and truth. Call back the scenes in which thy soul delighted. Call back the dreams that blessed thy early youth. Flow, silver stream, though threatening tempests lower, bright, mild, and clear, thy gentle waters flow. Round thy green banks the spring's young blossom flower. O'er thy soft waves the balmy zephyrs blow. Yet all in vain, for never spring arraying nature and charms to thee can make it fair. Ill-fated love clouds all thy path, portraying years past of bliss and futures of despair. According to Little Caroline, this is from her gothic novel, Glenarvon. Quite a sad one, that. Quite a sad, gloomy, and I suppose to an extent upsetting one. Mournful, I think, is a good word to use. And I love it for that. Let me just do a stretch. Oh, any Dylan Thomas poems, says Thalamus Studios. Let's see. Have you got any suggestions for Dylan Thomas poems to read out loud, Thalamus? By all means, by all means. Oh, is her account on the affair with Lord Byron. Mad, bad, and dangerous to know, that Lord Byron. Quite the womanizer. Oh yes, these are literary classics, Starglow. Truly, truly fantastic people of the time and still holding up today with the quality of their work. What do you mean you're appearing in my hair, Zora? Surely my hair's not that easy to hide in. Hope not. Bat poop crazy as Lord Byron when you reach your 80s, Slasher. Oh, give it 5 years, I'm sure you'll be there soon enough. Soon enough. Tell you what, actually, yeah. How about I read a poem by Private Baldrick from Blackadder Goes Forth. So what shade are Aurelius' eyes? I mean, it's a crimson red colour. You're wearing my hair like a blanket. Is my hair that long, Zora? I hope it's comfy, though. I wash and shampoo every day. Well, true. Maybe you're not crazy, like eccentric crazy like Lord Byron, but then again, who could be? A 1 in a million sort of fellow. Oh, and thank you, Thalamus. I'm pulling it up right now, and I'll be sure to read it in just a moment. But right after I read some poetry by Private Baldrick from Blackadder Goes Forth. This one, it's very short. Hear the words I sing, war's a horrid thing, so I sing, ding-a-ling-a-ling. And Captain Blackadder aptly says that he'd would rather French kiss a skunk than listen to one of Baldrick's poems, but there it is. And how about we look at another one by Private Baldrick? Called, it's called The German Guns. Let's see if you can figure out what happens in this poem. So listen carefully, you put on your thinking caps, because I want you to see if you can figure out how the rest of the poem goes before I end it. Here it is. So, The German Guns by Private Baldrick. Boom, 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 boom. And that was The German Guns by Private Baldrick from Blackadder Goes Forth. I bet you weren't anticipating a poem like that now, were you? Thoughtful stuff, very thought-provoking, indeed. Cunning plan. I can see that some people here seem to enjoy that one. Fantastic show, isn't it, Little Caro Lamb? Blackadder goes... Well, just the Blackadder, what's the word? Quadrilogy? 4 seasons of Blackadder. Brilliant stuff. Okay. Oh, totally. So inspirational. How could we forget about Private Baldrick? A true unspoken poet that we need to talk more about. Right. And, hello, Blue Bats, hello. Just reading some poetry, and we're going to start another one right now, as suggested by Thalamus Studios. Dylan Thomas with And Death Shall Have No Dominion. Okay, here we go. And death shall have no dominion. Dead men, naked, they shall be one with the man in the wind and the west moon. When their bones are picked clean and the clean bones gone, they shall have stars at elbow and foot. Though they go mad, they shall be sane. Though they sink through the sea, they shall rise again. Though lovers be lost, love shall not. Death shall not have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion. Under the windings of the sea, they lying long shall not die windily, twisting on racks when sinews give way, strapped to a wheel, yet they shall not break. Faith in their hands shall snap in two, and the unicorn evils run them through. split all ends up that they shan't crack, and death shall have no dominion. And death shall have no dominion, no more may gulls cry at their ears, or waves break loud on the seashores. Where blew a flower, may a flower no more lift its head to the blows of the rain, though they be mad and dead as nails. Heads of the characters hammer through daisies, break in the sun till the sun breaks down, and death shall have no dominion. So that was And Death Shall Have No Dominion by Dylan Thomas. In other words, death, no power, no control. In other words, that's dominion, essentially. Bernardo Jester, what does a giraffe represent? A very nice poem. Oh, right. Sorry, two different messages there. Lovely poem that, wasn't it? Yes, isn't giraffes something that Dr. Cineric is afraid of? And that's what I've heard of. No clue why. I really don't understand the reasoning behind it, but, well, there's no sense trying to understand that quirky fellow. Hello, old natural schizophrenia. Welcome, welcome. Oh, another poem suggestion by Thalamus Studios in Flanders Field. Let's find that. Oh, Elliot, I'm sure whatever you're drawing is lovely. I'm sure of it. And besides, even if you think it might be bad, practice makes perfect. We can't put a pen to the paper and expect ourselves to be brilliant. Giraffes are really lions in costumes. That is quite possibly the strangest remark I've ever heard. Did Dr. Cineric tell you that? Because I swear it sounds like it. Different Flanders jelly. Hi diddly ho to you neighborinos. Okay, here we go. So this is In Flanders Field by John McCrae. I believe this was a poem from World War One. I think it might have been after World War One. Here it is. In Flanders Field, the poppies blow between the crosses, row on row. That mark our place. And in the sky, the larks still bravely singing, fly scarce heard amidst the guns below. We are the dead. Short days ago we lived, felt dawn, saw sunset glow, loved and were loved, and now we lie in Flanders fields. Take up our quarrel with the foe. To you from failing hands we throw the torch. Be yours to hold it high. If ye break faith with us who die, we shall not sleep, though poppies grow in Flanders fields. So that was a World War I poem, In Flanders Fields, by John McCrae. Quite literally passing on the torch to anyone who's willing to take up the mantle and take on the ever so important role of fighting the enemy, while those who have lost their lives will eternally rest in Flanders fields, never to return again. Beautiful stuff indeed, natural. I see we're all talking about hot chocolate. Oh, natural dishing it out in chat. Yummy, thank you. World War I poems hit like a speeding shell. Simply put, simply put. Tell you what, I'll read another one by John McCrae. I think he only read 2. He died of pneumonia. Poor fellow. Each button is like a shuffle button, Aurelius. For every new poem, there's a new topic in chat. Is that a blessing or a curse, Minari Jester? It's a strange old thing. Also, goodbye to you, Pavo Entertainment. Thank you for coming on down. Thank you for listening. And stay safe now. So really, my art is good enough. Could it be on the screen at the start before you appear? Well, why not? Why not, Elliot? Certainly. I'd be happy to include it into the pile. And you're ever so welcome, Thalamus. And I think, yes, I'll read his second and other, well, I'd say final poem. I don't know which came first, but that's not the point. The second of John McCrae's poems, called The Pilgrims. An uphill path, sun gleams between the showers, where every beam that broke the leaden sky lit other hills with fairer ways than ours. Some clustered graves where half our memories lie, and one grim shadow creeping ever nigh. And this was life. Wherein we did another's burden seek. The tired feet we helped upon the road, the hand we gave the weary and the weak. The miles we lighted one another's load, when, faint to falling, onward yet we strode. This too was life. Till at the upland, as we turned to go, amid fair meadows, dusky in the night, the mists fell back upon the road below, broke on our tired eyes the western light. The very graves were for a moment bright, and this was death. That was The Pilgrims by John McCrae. Wartime poetry, again, so much more impactful, especially in the context of everything that all these brave young men had to go through. Back then, they didn't have to worry about social media and having arguments online or getting upset with people because, oh no, they said a bad thing about my name online. I'm going to go give them death threats or something because they have different opinions or something silly. These people were put on the front line, their lives essentially lost, cut down in seconds in some cases. Bless their hearts. Yeah, in any case, I think we can lighten up the mood a little bit because it looks like TsunamiJuria has just donated a new poem. A new poem. For those who still remember Haunted Divinity, that fantastic fantasy visual novel, if you still remember that, well done, because we've got another poem by TsunamiJuria, the creator of Haunted Divinity, and it involves... can you believe it? Cheese. It involves cheese. And yes, got that as The Ruins Fall by C.S. Lewis. That's added to the pile, Thalamus. Thank you. Let's read this cheesy-related poem. Okay. By TsunamiJuria. Dear Venerok, don't think me cheesy. Falling for you was far too easy. Though your poison makes hearts decay, mine grows sharper every day. You're the great god I've ever known, though often left feeling provolone. I hope someday you'll think of me. Until then, have this wheel of brie. Well, Slasher, if you're still listening out there, there's your cheesy-related haunted divinity poem. I'd like to think that Venerok's beloved Angie wrote that on a whim, just to see if he can get a smile out of Venerok on a day when he's probably feeling grumpy. And I bet it would work. Cheesy poems indeed. Cheesy poems indeed. Tell you what, I got another one here by Thomas Hostnik called Apologia Laibach, or Laibach Apology, basically. This was turned into a song by the industrial band Laibach, which I think Dr. Cinerikin seems to enjoy, actually. So yes, this one, essentially it was written as a poem, then recorded for a song after Thomas Hostnik ended his life in a ritualistic manner during their first performance together, which is a very controversial thing to do at the time, that their performance, because it was it upset the governmental powers. Let's just say the communist dictator Tito did not appreciate Laibach and their awfully tongue-in-cheek but straight-faced delivery of industrial songs and poetry, and wanted them banned completely. So let's read this one. Apologia Laibach by Thomas Hostnik. Since when, sons of truth, are you the brothers of night? What colors your hands with the redness of blood? The explosion in the night is the flower of woe. Nothing can be justified by it. The altar cannot be destroyed. The altar of lies that multiplies forms. The immaculate image, the painless lights, the only harbors of the terrible night. We are children of the Spirit and the brothers of strength, whose promises are unfulfilled. We are the black phantoms of this world. We sing the mad image of woe. The explanation is the whip, and you bleed. Break the mirror of the world for the 100th time. All your efforts are in vain. We have overcome the night. Our debt has been paid, and the light is ours. That was Thomas Hostnik with Apologia Laibach, or Laibach Apology. So that one, it's difficult to interpret that one exactly, but I believe there's probably a historical meaning behind it, especially considering the troubled history of Ljubljana, as it's also known as, or Laibach in German, which the band names themselves after. And it looks like, oh, blimey. Oh, dear. Oh, pardon me. Let me just get that yawn out of the way. There we go, another yawn. Yeah, it looks like Snoopy Scorpio's got a poem. Thank you, Bluebats, for notifying me about this. Yes, Tell you what, give me a moment. Let me just pour this drink. And then I shall read it. Problem is, I've got to blindly reach around for bottles. Oh yes, that one. Reach around for bottles to pour a drink so I can keep awake. It's another time. I don't know why. Something so tiresome about Saturdays. Saturdays, I always seem to be tired. Work is never done and all that. Okay. I've got a fierce itch in my ear. Oh, crikey. There we go. All right. Oh, that's all right, Natural. That's all right. Let me... I'll read your poem, and then I'll read the C.S. Lewis poem as suggested by Thalamus. Okay. This one called "My Name Is" by Snoopy Scorpio. I come when you least expect me to, when you least desire to have me there. Unlike many household guests with morals, I do not seem to care. Whether the fight between your lover and yourself, shattered glass and shattered feelings, I will come with bag in hand to cast my shadow on the ceiling. Whether a death has occurred one night, and you're weeping in your bed, I will come around to hold you, lay a kiss upon your forehead. For some, they welcome me inside, cherish my visit, accept my gifts. At other times, people resent me, my games leaving them rather miffed. I am a little picky, my dear, of who I choose to find, and stay with the host just like a ghost, our actions loving or unkind. I will come at any time, any hour, day or year, my bag of time left in my wake for you to keep, my dear. My timing may be slightly irritating, my reasoning a little strange. They call me Karma or even Fate, but my real name is Change. Brilliantly done, Snoopy Scorpio. Even if you did write that at such a young age, great bit of writing there. Excellent work. That's all right, Elliot. That's all right. If you've been messing up with your drawing, that's okay. It's all a work in progress, after all. Takes a bit of effort. But yes, well done to... Pardon me. Oh yes, I've got to play the yawn again. Well done for that. Well done. Thank you for sharing too. Looks like everyone seemed to really enjoy that. Even better. Wonderful. Even the Twitch crew enjoyed this too. Oh yes, I just realized Nova with the Vimto tax. Go ahead then. Go ahead. Surprisingly loud slurp, I apologize. I can't be going to bed yet, Elliot. The stream. And there's things to do after the stream anyway, but yes. If you have one in chat you want me to read, I could give it a try, Minari Jester. Just hope that the people don't keep sending messages that, you know, shunt it away mid-read. Well, for now, let me read this one by C.S. Lewis. As the Ruin Falls, as requested by Thalamus Studios. And yes, if you want to share it in Twitch, then go ahead. And, well, I can't be taking a nap just yet, Nova. Again, things to do after the stream. But anyway. C.S. Lewis, As the Ruin Falls. All this is flashy rhetoric about loving you. I never had a selfless thought since I was born. I am mercenary and self-seeking through and through. I want God, you, all friends. merely to serve my turn. Peace, reassurance, pleasure are the goals I seek. I cannot crawl 1 inch outside my proper skin. I talk of love. A scholar's parrot may talk Greek, but self-imprisoned always end where I begin. Only that now you have taught me, but how late, my lack. I see the chasm, and everything you are was making my heart into a bridge by which I might get back from exile and grow, man. And now the bridge is breaking. For this I bless you as the ruin falls. The pains you give me are more precious than all other gains. So that was C.S. Lewis, As the Ruin Falls. Interesting little twist there. Being selfish and high and mighty, and then right near the end, thanking for being sent down that deep, deep chasm by feelings for someone. Well, true, I know that butlers need sleep and whatnot, but still, I promise I'll be getting some snooze in my system, don't you worry. Improper sleep makes a butler a grumpy puppy. Are you implying something, Jelly? Implying that I am a puppy in any way? That's not true. It's still not true, of course, as we should all know by now. Still not a puppy sound. In any case. And you're more than welcome, Thalamus. You're more than welcome. Oh, and I love you too, Thalisha. I love all of you. Lovely, lovely folks. Right, here's a poem by Minari Jester shared in chat. I'll read this one out too. No, I'm not Puppy. Jilly. Definitely not Puppy. Not a puppy's out. Oh, yes. Ocean suggesting hydrate and stretch. I'll do a stretch quickly. There we go. Righto. Let's read this poem by Minari Jester. If you live in the past, you're not going to last. You'll be a ghost among the hours gone by, and to your despite, time will still fly, changing and shifting, convulsing and twisting, blurring the world gone by. If you fear the future, your life will wither. Unapologetically, you will die, carrying in your mind nothing but lies, lies about life that you didn't live. Don't cry in the past, because you'll miss all that life has to offer in the sense of bliss. Little poem written there by Minari Jester. Thank you for sharing, Minari Jester. Lovely stuff and solid advice all around too, indeed. So easy to fall into the trap of getting lost in the past and missing all around us. Well, I hope you enjoy watching the rest of the stream when you go back to checking it out, Coral Stark. I'm sure you'll thoroughly enjoy it. And you're ever so welcome, Minari Jester. Looks like everyone here seems to be enjoying it based on the comments. Right. Well, also, what are you... all you joking, saying that I'm Puppy and... Yes, I'm not Puppy. Not Puppy. And that's not a wolf. It's a... sound. Anyway. Oh, thank you for the flowers and chat, Delisha. Thank you. And thank you for coming along, Thalamus. Hope to see you again next time. Okay. Tell you what. I'm going to wrap up the stream right here, because I need to do some stretches, and I'm tired, quite tired indeed. Right, okay then, okay. A big thank you to all of you for coming along. A big thank you to everyone, except those making jokes about me grunting like a puppy and making puppy sounds. Blue bats, I see you. But anyway, thank you to all of you, though. Thank you to all of you for coming by. This was quite a cozy stream. If you ever feel like you'd like to see more cozy streams like this in the future, please reach out. Please notify me in Discord or on a YouTube comment or whatever. Please do, of course. Let your thoughts be known. I would be happy to oblige. Alright then, everyone. Alright. I'll see you next time, okay? Stay safe. Stay safe now. And yes, feel free to share your art and community if you want, Elliot. Alright then. Goodbye, everyone. Bye-bye. Big hugs to you all and kisses too. Bye-bye now.